Right. Good morning, President of AA Singapore and Chairman of SRSC, Mr. Bernard Tay, and distinguished guests. My name is Hafiz. I'm from AES Insurance Agency, and I'll be presenting the second topic for today, which is on ensuring your safety when driving in foreign countries. Before I begin, let me briefly do a quick introduction of who is AES Insurance Agency. We are a general insurance agency, a wholly owned subsidiary of AA Singapore. We distribute general insurance products to cater to the needs of AA members and also the general public. Now, AA members, through us, get to enjoy attractive discounts and enhanced benefits through our extensive range of product offerings. I'll quickly go through with you the importance of insurance. Specifically today, we are focusing on travel insurance. Now, traveling overseas can pose unique risks and challenges. Having a travel insurance is important as it provides financial protection against accidents, damages, and legal liabilities that may occur in foreign country. Now, and more importantly, it ensures peace of mind and financial security during your travels. Now, usually to go through the whole list of over 30 benefits available in a typical travel insurance will take a very long time. I mean, if you have tried reading a travel insurance policy, you would understand what I mean, right? But what I would like to do today is to just highlight some of the key benefits of buying a travel insurance without going too much into all the details. Now, first and foremost, what I would like to bring your attention to is that the availability of a 24-hour assistance helpline in a travel insurance. Now, this allows you to get referrals, quick referrals for embassy referrals, legal firms, interpreter, and importantly, medical services provider. It also provides assistance for your lost luggage and loss of passport. And in an emergency medical evacuation, a travel insurance, help to cover evacuation expenses in case of a medical emergency. Now, travel insurance usually have high sum insured for this portion, usually in the region of about 200,000 to sometimes even unlimited cover for this portion, right? Emergency telephone charges, travel insurance help you to reimburse necessary telephone charges occurred to contact the insurer's emergency assistance hotline, and also focus on what is covered under the overseas medical expenses, because it reimburses medical expenses due to injury or sickness when overseas. The cost of purchasing travel insurance far outweighs the cost that is the medical expenses that you may occur overseas, right? Now, the next item that you can maybe look at is also to see look for trip curtailment. This is when something happens halfway into your trip and you have to cut short your trip. Trip curtailment benefit helps you to reimburse expenses incurred or forfeited if it is necessary for you to curtail your trip due to unforeseen circumstances. Now, trip postponement is also something that maybe you can look at also, because it reimburses for additional costs incurred to reschedule your trip if it is necessary and unavoidable. Loss or damage to baggage and personal effects. This is a quite common thing when your luggage might be damaged during flight, during the transfer from hotel to the vehicle, right? So it covers for loss, damage, or stolen baggage and personal effects sustained overseas. But do take note that this cover, it does not cover wear and tear. It doesn't cover the scratches and tears and stains. And loss of personal money. It covers for your loss of personal money due to robbery, burglary, and theft. So this is something to look out for when you're planning overseas, to plan ahead, the kind of cover to compare. The next item maybe you can look at is loss of travel documents. It rarely happens, but when it happens, it can be very costly, because you will need to incur costs to replace your travel documents. It may also lead to additional travel and hotel accommodation expenses, because maybe to have a replacement travel document may not take immediately, right? And that will result in you having to maybe extend your policy. And what will happen to your travel insurance policy that you've already put in place a start date and end date? Well, you can also look at this cover of automatic extension of travel insurance in case of something unexpected or unexpected circumstances happen. Now, terrorism cover. It covers losses arising directly from a terrorist act during trip. Now, more than 10 years ago, this is not an automatically included inside the policy, but it's getting more and more common nowadays, so it's something that you can look at. And COVID-19 cover. It covers for medical expenses and overseas quarantine allowance as a result of COVID diagnosis. And I think about 3 years ago, this benefit started to make its way into travel insurance policies because back then, about 2 years ago, it is mandatory for you to have this cover. So this feature has now stayed inside a travel insurance policy, right? So we are here today also to learn more and understand about safe driving overseas. You may have the intention to rent a car overseas. So maybe you can look at, when the travel insurance policy, you also maybe want to pay attention to the rental vehicle access that the travel insurance policy offers. It reimburses the excess amount imposed by the car rental company. Do take note, some of the travel insurance policy may exclude camper van, motorhome, or any vehicle that is used for both accommodation and transportation purpose. So this may impact your decision planning if you are planning for a camper van or motorhome trip. Yeah? And some travel insurance policy also now have this rental vehicle return benefit, which reimburses you for the expense incurred in returning the rental vehicle to the nearest depot in the event that the renter is not able to return the rental vehicle due to hospital confinement. Right? It may happen if you're hospitalized, you need to return the vehicle. Actually, you incur additional costs. Now, next, if there is, in the unfortunate event that there is an accident that results you in having a personal liability claim, then travel insurance covers you for personal liability. This is when you are involved in an accident and then you are held liable for injuries to others or damage to their properties. Well, this will help you cover the legal fees and compensation that you're required to pay. And lastly, personal accident cover that covers for accidental death and permanent disablement due to road trip accident. So, doing a simple travel insurance comparison options can help you make your purchase decision because, for example, over at AAS Insurance Agency, the travel insurance plans that we promote are all comprehensive in nature, suitable for all types of trips, be it driving or leisure trips, right? So an example of how you can do a comparison is if you're planning to rent a car overseas, maybe you can take a look at the rental car excess charges that is covered under each policy, right? So when you do the comparison, then you roughly know that what is the coverage for that particular rental car excess. And the next step is now to research what is covered when you rent a car overseas. So travel insurance is now, you understand what it is. So what is commonly covered or commonly included when you rent a car overseas? Now, typically, you will have been included inside the rental car, most of them, a collision damage waiver, usually called CDW for short, right? So this reduces your financial liability in the event of collision-related damage to the rental vehicle. There is also theft cover that's usually also included with the CDW, which helps to reduce your financial liability in the event of theft of the rental vehicle. Now, both these covers, there is a component called excess that you need to pay that come out from your own pocket, right? It's the amount that of the repair or replacement cost that the renter must pay out of your pocket. And the car rental excess is usually about 2005. Now, it may cost more. Some depending on your type of vehicle that you rent, the rental vehicle may cost more. Some even to a high limit of beyond 5K to 6K, right? So this is when you need to cross-check what is covered in your insurance policy and what is the excess amount imposed by the rental company. So now you know that there is a gap, right? If there is a gap, what are the optional add-ons that usually offered by the rental car company? Excess waiver. So with the excess waiver, you can further reduce or eliminate the excess amount that the renter would have to pay in case of damage. Right? So this is another way to mitigate the potential excess payment that you may have to incur. Another thing to take note, if you're planning for a long driving trip, maybe you travel with going there with a travel companion. So to also add on an additional driver to be insured into the rental car agreement is useful, because then both drivers are insured. If not, you're depending only on one driver. Another one that is usually an optional add-on is a personal accident cover, which covers for the driver and also the passengers. Now, by having a travel checklist, you can prioritize and also plan ahead. For travel insurance, you should buy as early as you can. This is so that you are better covered against the pre-existing contingencies. And do also, as explained earlier by my colleague, keep a copy of your insurance policy contact details and insurer readily accessible, and share this emergency number with your travel companion and family and friends back at home, because in some emergency situations, you may need to depend on others to actually make that phone call for you for emergencies, right? So maybe if you are somehow unconscious, at least when they search your pocket or your wallet, there's something that they can actually call. They know that you are covered under certain insurer, right? Now that concludes my quick presentation. But before I hand over the stage to the next speaker, allow me to quickly introduce a unique insurance product that we have over at AES Insurance Agency. We have a personal accident plan that is specifically catered for overseas driving. This is covering the insured for $50,000 personal accident for overseas driving only. Now the annual premium is at $10.80, but just for today, for this special promo for this event, it is only $5.40 per annum. For more information, you can later go on to our insurance booth at the exhibition hall to find out more. With that, I thank you for your time. Thank you.